Milo the Brave Little Mink. A story prepared by English with Miss Julia. These stories are designed to assist your English learning, introducing new vocabulary, and reminding you to practice your pronunciation. That being said, let's get started. In a quiet forest near a sparkling river lived a small brown mink named Milo. Milo loved to explore every corner of his watery world. He was quick, curious, and always full of questions. Everyone said Milo was the most adventurous mink in the valley. Milo's home was a cozy burrow hidden between tall reeds. Inside, soft leaves and feathers made a warm bed. Each morning, Milo stretched his tiny paws and took a deep breath. A new day always felt like a new adventure. The river was Milo's favorite place in the whole forest. He swam through it like a shiny arrow. Fish sparkled beneath the surface as he darted past them. The water felt like a playground made just for him. But sometimes Milo felt a little too small. The forest was big, loud, and sometimes scary. When branches cracked in the wind, he would freeze. Still, his brave heart always pushed him forward. One sunny morning, Milo heard a strange sound by the river. It was not the splash of fish or the croak of frogs. It sounded like a tiny cry for help. Milo tilted his head and listened carefully. The sound came from behind a fallen log. Milo crept closer, step by step. His whiskers twitched with worry. Something was wrong, and Milo knew he must investigate. Behind the log he found a little duckling stuck in the mud. The duckling flapped its wings but could not escape. Tears rolled down its fluffy cheeks. Milo's heart beat fast when he saw how frightened it was. "Don't worry," Milo said in his squeaky mink voice. "I will help you." The duckling looked at him with wide eyes. No one had ever promised it would help before. Milo pushed and pulled with all his strength. The mud was thick and sticky. His paws slipped again and again. Still, he refused to give up. Finally, the mud loosened its grip. The duckling wiggled free and tumbled onto the grass. It chirped, chip, 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 happily and shook its feathers. Milo felt proud and tired at the same time. "Thank you, Milo," said the duckling. "My name is Dilly." Dilly flapped her wings in excitement. She had never met a mink before. Milo and Dilly became friends right away. They splashed in the river together. They chased dragonflies across the water. The forest felt brighter with a new friend by his side. If you are enjoying this story thus far, please click the like button and do consider subscribing to our channel. This way, you're able to enjoy all of our stories. One afternoon, the sky grew dark and cloudy. A storm was coming fast. The wind howled through the trees. Milo felt his fur stand on end. Rain began to pour like falling stones. The river started rising higher and higher. Dilly quacked in fear. They needed to find safety quickly. Milo remembered an old hollow tree near the hill. It was high above the river. He grabbed Dilly's wing gently. "Follow me," he said bravely. They ran through wet grass and slippery mud. Thunder boomed loudly behind them. Lightning lit the forest like a bright camera flash. Milo kept running even when his legs felt tired. At last, they reached the hollow tree. Inside it was dry and warm. The storm raged outside, but they were safe. Dilly snuggled close to Milo. The rain fell all night long. The wind sang sad songs through the forest. Milo stayed awake to make sure Dilly was calm. Being brave sometimes meant staying strong for others. When morning came, the storm was gone. The forest sparkled with tiny drops of water. Birds sang joyful songs. It felt like the world had been washed clean. But the river had changed its path. Some animals could not find their homes. They wandered around looking confused. Milo knew he had to help them. He called all the animals together. Squirrels, rabbits, birds, and frogs gathered near him. Milo stood tall on a rock. His small voice carried big ideas. "We can work together," Milo said. "Let's guide everyone back to their homes." The animals nodded eagerly. They had never listened to a mink leader before. Milo led teams across the forest. Dilly flew overhead to spot lost families. The squirrels carried messages. Even the shy hedgehogs helped. Soon everyone was smiling again. Homes were found and hugs were shared. The forest felt like a happy village. Milo's heart felt bigger than ever. That evening, the animals threw a celebration. Fireflies lit up the sky like stars. There was singing, dancing, and laughter. Milo blushed under all the praise. "You are our hero," the old owl told him. Milo's ears twitched with pride. He never thought a tiny mink could change so much. But he learned that courage comes in all sizes. Dilly hugged Milo with her soft wings. "I will never forget you," she said. Milo smiled shyly. Friendship was the best reward of all. Days passed, and life returned to normal. But Milo was not the same anymore. He felt stronger inside. His steps were lighter and happier. Now, when the forest made strange noises, Milo did not hide. He listened carefully and stayed calm. He knew he could handle challenges. Bravery had become his new habit. Other young animals came to Milo for advice. They asked how to be brave. Milo told them about helping Dilly and the storm. His story gave them hope. Milo still loved swimming every day. The river was his playground and teacher. It showed him how to flow around problems. Water never gives up, and neither does he. Sometimes Milo sat on his favorite rock and watched the sun set. The sky turned pink, orange, and purple. He thought about how far he had come. He felt thankful for every adventure. Dilly often visited him from the pond. They shared stories and silly jokes. Their laughter echoed through the reeds. True friends always find their way back. The forest was peaceful once more, but everyone knew Milo would be ready for anything. Even the biggest problems felt smaller with him around. He was no longer just a little mink. And so Milo lived happily beside the river. He stayed curious, kind, and brave. Whenever someone needed help, he was there. Milo the mink had become a true forest hero. Thank you for reading this story with us. If you enjoyed it, please click the like button and do consider subscribing to our channel. This way, we may reach learners from all over the world and assist them with their English learning. We look forward to seeing you in our next story.